Hello, I'm BX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I have some Minecraft news to share with you all, and it's actually two very separate pieces of Minecraft news because first of all we have 4J Studios changing their banner to be the Something New is Coming banner, and second of all we have a overhaul to the system of naturally generated structures on the PC version, and it's also going to include a brand new structure just for the snow biome. I'll be talking about both those things in today's video, but first of all please do like the video if you do like it because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you like seeing news videos just like this one. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start by talking about the 4J thing. So a lot of people have been telling me that, oh, Toycat, did you know 4J have the fuzzy banner? And if you don't know, the fuzzy banner means that we're about to change this into something brand new. They keep the old one until a few days before the new one, and while they're in between the old one and the new one, they use this fuzzy banner to kind of represent something is coming. It's like a sneaky announcement. But the thing about this is, I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, does this mean the update's coming out tomorrow? Does this mean this or that's coming out tomorrow? That's not what this means at all. As much as I'd love to tell you that TU30 is upon us, it's very, very, very unlikely that that is the case. What is instead more likely is they changed it to this because they have announced there is an update to the Halo Mashup Pack coming on Friday. They're adding new skins and stuff. I don't think it's necessarily big enough to, be a big deal, but, they see it as a big deal, and I think this is a sign that, there is going to be more stuff in there, but we have to wait till Friday to see exactly what is in there. And the second possibility, assuming that that isn't big enough for them, is that they're also releasing a brand new texture pack. It's been a very long time since the last texture pack. I think it was earlier this year, like very, very early on this year, and yes, figuring that it has been so long, and they do have a whole art team that's always working on something, I imagine that a texture pack isn't too far away, so that could be coming this week, but for the most part, this is probably just a pre-announcement of the Halo Mashup Pack. So yeah, that is the 4J news, but let's go on to the Minecraft PC news, because Minecraft 1.9 has been, slowly developing for the past year or so, and given that we are in the last 2 weeks, I guess they're kind of rushing out all the features they want to have in the update, and one of the big ones is, come from Dinnerbone, is one to help out, custom map makers, because he says, working on a new feature that will theoretically let custom maps change mob drops. Also, it will solve the future-proofing issues that we have, and, by itself, you're like, oh, that sounds kind of exciting, and then you realize, cool things includes Potion of Luck, for example. In theory, no promises. So, this is something that really excites me by itself. He says no promises, of course, but I think, given the current potion system and how they're all a bit too functional, and also given just how much, Dinnerbone loves his treasure, with those brand new treasure enchantments being exclusive to chests, I think the Potion of Luck is something that is quite likely, and I'm very excited for the idea of it, just because, it means that, there's one extra potion to brew that could be a really cool one. But anyway, he adds onto this by saying one system left is predicates, which lets us, and modders and map makers, gate loot. For example, no potions till you've been to the Nether. So alongside all these tweets, he has also put out loads of code samples of exactly how this will work, and the basic idea is that you can set classes of loot, and then those classes can, do loads of cool separate things. So for instance, this one he mentioned here is you can make it so unless people have done certain things, they don't get certain loot in those chests, so that, if you're really late on in the game, you can get better loot. Maybe if you've, been to the Nether and you killed the Ender Dragon, maybe you have a better chance of getting these wings and these rare, enchantments, because it makes sense that way. You don't want to get wings in your first bonus chest, for instance, that you get off spawn, but, when you're looking around just all the chests, you really want those things. So I think they could do some really cool things with this system, and, like the one he mentioned where it's like, oh, no potions till you've been to the Nether. That one makes a bunch of sense, and, yeah, that's kind of cool there. So, yeah, a lot of things that he's mentioned could be used this system. He says it's mostly just for, map makers, because he said something like, oh, if you want to have a zombie spawner, chest stuff, you can make that happen now. If you want to make this, want to make that. This is mostly for custom map makers, but it is something quite cool. However, although it is mostly just for custom map makers, this hasn't stopped Sarge, another Minecraft developer, from jumping on the train and using it for a new structure. So, he says, I like the new loot table system that Dinnerbone made, and I'm using it for a small new structure that I just created for the game. And by itself, we're like, ooh, what's this gonna be? And the screenshot we got of this was very confusing, because he just said fire and ice, and tweets out this screenshot, and as you can see, it's fire and a snow biome, and it's like, oh, that's not really anything at all. However, what you will notice is, first of all, he's got a golden apple in his inventory, and second of all, that there is a kind of, like, if you look to the far right of the image, it took me a real long time to see it, but I'll try and, highlight in some way, but you can see, just in the far right there is, in fact, a icy structure, which looks like an igloo. So yeah, there is going to be igloos in this update. That's right, this update is bringing igloos to the game, and that sounds really cool. And given that, the loot table system has been updated, and he's using it already, this igloo will presumably, one, have a, really cool way of, randomizing what loot you get, and two, presumably will get better depending on what prerequisites you've had. So, it might get better when you've gone to the Nether, it might get better if you've killed the Ender Dragon, it might get better if you've, you're level 30, or, just something like that. I assume this is, it's going to be some form of progressive loot, and that sounds really cool. So, I'm looking forward to playing around around with the Igloo when it does come out. I've always thought the snow biome needs some form of naturally generated structure, because look at the place otherwise, it's just kind of nothing. And yeah, I think that's really, really cool, and I'm quite excited. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think the Igloo is cool like me, or do you think that maybe it should be something else? Because it is quite small, that is something I'm willing to admit. But yeah, let me know about what you think about the Igloo in the comments down below, and like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.